Welcome to Fund Both Present and Future. This is the SafeSimpleSound podcast, Retirement Planning Edition, where our constitutional approach to financial planning creates both and solutions for the contradictions families face. I'm speaking with you today, drawing from our team's chartered financial consultant background and our S3 framework development. In today's episode, we're exploring a deeply personal and common challenge: the tension between enjoying the life you have now and responsibly saving for the future. This is the same topic we recently wrote about because it sits at the very heart of the financial anxiety many families experience in their peak earning years. Whether you're a diligent saver who feels a pang of guilt with every discretionary purchase, or you're someone who worries that saving for the future means sacrificing all of today's joy, this episode will give you a new, empowering framework through our S3 approach to budgeting. By the end of our time together, you'll have a constitutional method to fund your life today and your secure retirement tomorrow with confidence and without conflict. In our previous episode, we explored the importance of drafting a personal retirement constitution. That document is your North Star. It defines the what and the why of your ideal future. But having a destination is only the first step. The journey itself can feel fraught with tension. Does any of this sound familiar in your own internal conversations? You get a bonus check from work. The first thought is, we should put this straight into our retirement accounts. But it's immediately followed by, but the kids have been wanting to go to the mountains for years, and we keep putting it off. Or maybe you've been disciplined. You hit your savings goal for the month, yet when you go to buy concert tickets for a band you love, there's a nagging sense of guilt. A voice that whispers, is this really a responsible use of our money? Perhaps you've looked at the retirement calculators online. They tell you to save an intimidating percentage of your income, and you think, if we save that much, our budget will be so tight we won't be able to enjoy anything for the next 15 years. This conflict between present joy and future security is one of the most common sources of financial stress we observe through our SafeSimpleSound practice. It's a contradiction fueled by a world of generic advice that often treats families like numbers on a spreadsheet, rather than people with lives to live, dreams to pursue, and memories to make today. The traditional financial world often forces you into an either-or choice. It frames the decision as a zero-sum game. Either you deprive yourself now for a secure future, or you indulge today and just hope for the best down the road. This is a false and frustrating dilemma. From a SafeSimpleSound perspective, this creates psychological unsafety. It fosters a constant, low-grade anxiety where every financial decision has a winner and a loser. Your present self wins, and your future self loses, or vice versa. A constitutional approach to your finances rejects this scarcity mindset entirely. It's built on the principle of both and solutions. Instead of accepting these painful trade-offs, our framework seeks to integrate what feel like competing needs into a unified, harmonious whole. This isn't about compromise, where both sides get a little less of what they want. It's a synthesis, where a better, more thoughtful, and more integrated solution emerges. Applying this to your budget means we stop seeing spending and saving as opposing forces in a battle for your dollars. Instead, we see them as two essential, equally valid expressions of your life's vision: the life you want to live now and the life you want to continue living then. This is the foundation. It's a safe starting point because it removes judgment and validates both desires. Our S3 framework insists on solutions that are not only safe and sound, but also profoundly simple. The both and principle is the key to that simplicity. By resolving the core constitutional conflict at the root of the problem, we eliminate the daily decision fatigue and the emotional drain of guilt and anxiety. This allows you to execute your financial plan with the calm confidence that comes from deep alignment. So how do we make this practical? It starts by changing the very goal we're aiming for. Many financial tools use a metric called the wage replacement ratio. The idea is to calculate how much of your working income you'll need to replace in retirement. Drawing from our ChFC background at SafeSimpleSound, our approach recognizes the mechanics behind this tool. But our framework also identifies its fundamental flaw. It's impersonal and backward-looking. It's based on the job you're leaving, not the life you're building. You are not a wage to be replaced. You are a person with a life to be funded. This is why, through our Safe Simple Sound methodology, we reframe this concept into something far more powerful and human-centric. Your lifestyle continuity number. Let's just pause on that phrase, lifestyle, continuity, number. This isn't about replacing a paycheck from a job you may not even like. It's about calculating the income needed to continue funding the life you've already defined in your retirement constitution. This simple shift in perspective changes everything. It connects your savings goal not to an arbitrary percentage of your old job, but to the tangible, vibrant vision you have for your future. It makes the goal personal, meaningful, and deeply motivating. Finding this number doesn't require an intimidatingly complex spreadsheet. It begins with a simple needs analysis, a series of foundational questions that honor your unique vision. First, what are the non-negotiables? Look at the retirement constitution you've drafted. What are the core experiences, securities, and relationships that define your ideal retirement? Is it traveling for 3 months every year? Is it living in your current home, completely mortgage-free? Is it the ability to fund weekly dinners with your children and grandchildren? Get specific. Second, what is the cost of continuity? Assign a realistic monthly or annual cost to those non-negotiable items. This isn't about budgeting every last penny. It's about understanding the big picture cost of your vision. This step brings your future from an abstract concept into a concrete, fundable reality. And third, what ends and what begins? Think about your cash flow. Which of your current significant expenses will disappear in retirement? For many, this includes mortgage payments, the cost of commuting, and importantly, the act of saving for retirement itself. That's a huge expense that vanishes. Then consider what new expenses might appear. This could be higher costs for healthcare, a larger budget for travel, or funding for new hobbies. By focusing on funding your specific, desired lifestyle rather than replacing a generic salary, we make the process intuitive and empowering. This is the essence of our S3 commitment, using our professional framework not to complicate, but to make your path forward simple and clear. To illustrate this constitutional principle in action, the shift from a stressful either-or dilemma to a confident both-and plan, let me share a hypothetical scenario that demonstrates the process. Consider this hypothetical situation, featuring a fictional family we'll call James and Maria. James and Maria are in their early 50s. They have 2 children in college, a mortgage they're diligently paying down, and they've been responsible savers for their entire careers. They are in their peak earning years, but they feel a constant, low-grade financial tension. They've just received a significant annual bonus from James's work. The responsible voice in their heads, conditioned by years of traditional financial advice, is shouting, "This all has to go into the 401. We're behind." But another, quieter voice is whispering, "We haven't taken a real restorative vacation in 5 years. We're tired. We need a break to reconnect. Just the 2 of us." This is their either-or trap. Every conversation about the bonus ends in a stalemate. Choosing the retirement savings feels like a punishment, a denial of a much-needed joy. Choosing the vacation feels reckless, accompanied by a wave of guilt that they are stealing from their future selves. The result is inaction and anxiety. Now, let's imagine James and Maria engage with the SafeSimpleSound constitutional framework. Their first step isn't to look at spreadsheets. It's to sit down and draft their retirement constitution. They discover their shared vision isn't about just quitting work, it's about a life of active tranquility. Their non-negotiables include paying off their mortgage completely, having a dedicated travel fund of $15,000 per year for international trips, being able to help their future grandchildren with education, and having enough flexibility to pursue their hobbies. James is woodworking, and Maria's gardening and painting. With this clear, inspiring vision, they move to the next step, calculating their lifestyle continuity number. Working through the S3 process, they list their expected expenses in retirement. They realize their single largest expense, their $2,500 monthly mortgage payment, will be gone. Their second largest expense, the $3,000 they are currently saving for retirement each month, will also be gone. That's $5,500 a month in expenses that simply vanish. They then add the costs for their vision. They budget for higher healthcare costs, add in the $1,250 a month for their travel fund, and allocate funds for their hobbies. When they do the math, they discover the annual income they need to fund their ideal retirement is actually less than what the generic wage replacement ratio calculators had been telling them. The number is no longer intimidating and abstract. It's personal, concrete, and achievable. It is a sound number based on their actual life. This clarity is the key that unlocks their both-and solution. They now have a clear, motivating target. The next step is to build a simple, automated system to get there. We call this the two-bucket system. Bucket 1 is tomorrow's security. Based on their lifestyle continuity number and their time horizon, they calculate the precise amount they need to save each month to be on track. Let's say it's $3,500 a month. They set up an automatic transfer from their checking account to their investment accounts for this exact amount on the first of every month. This is their foundation-first commitment to their future selves. It's automated, non-negotiable, and happens without any further thought or effort. It's the steady, reliable, trustworthy tortoise approach. Bucket 2 is today's joy. This bucket contains everything left over after their automated tomorrow savings and their essential living expenses are covered. And this is where the transformation happens. That bonus check from James's work, it's no longer a source of conflict because they know with constitutional certainty that their tomorrow bucket is being filled consistently and adequately. The money in the today's joy bucket comes with a permission slip. It is guilt-free. They joyfully book that restorative vacation to Italy they've dreamed of for years, using the bonus to pay for it. There is no guilt. There is no anxiety. There is only excitement, because their financial system now supports both their present well-being and their future security. Now, while this story of James and Maria is fictional, it demonstrates how our constitutional framework resolves the core conflict. The anxiety they felt wasn't just about money. It was about a lack of clarity and permission. By defining their vision first, calculating a meaningful goal, and automating a simple system, they created a structure that serves their whole life, not just their balance sheet. Through this educational example, you can see patterns we observe when families apply S3 thinking. The shift from a vague, guilt-inducing goal, like save more, to a clear, purpose-driven goal, like the lifestyle continuity number, creates immense psychological relief. It provides the safety to enjoy today because the plan for tomorrow is sound and simple. Whether you're facing this exact situation with a bonus check, or you're simply navigating the day-to-day decisions of spending versus saving, the constitutional principle is the same. Create clarity on what you're building, build a simple and automated structure to fund it, and give yourself permission to live fully within that framework. As we bring today's discussion to a close, let's summarize the key constitutional insights that can help you escape the either-or trap and build your own both-and budget. The first and most fundamental shift is from a mindset of contradiction to one of integration. Your desire to live a full and vibrant life today is not in conflict with your need for a secure future. A constitutional approach sees them as two parts of the same whole, and our job is to design a system that honors both. The second key takeaway is to replace impersonal, backward-looking metrics like the wage replacement ratio with your personal, forward-looking lifestyle continuity number. This transforms your retirement goal from an intimidating obligation into a motivating blueprint for the life you truly want to live. It connects your daily financial actions to your deepest values. And finally, the third insight is the practical application through the two-bucket system. By automating your savings for tomorrow's security first, you create a foundation of safety. This automation is simple, it's sound, and it systematically ensures you are always making progress. And it does something remarkable. It liberates all remaining funds for today's joy, giving you the freedom and permission to spend without guilt or anxiety. So, what are some practical next steps you can take after listening to this episode? First, have a conversation with your partner or simply sit down with yourself and ask, what is the core financial contradiction that causes us the most stress? Simply naming it is a powerful first step. Second, Begin drafting a simple, one-page version of your retirement constitution. Don't worry about getting it perfect. Just write down the non-negotiables, the experiences and securities that truly define the future you want to build. And third, look at your current budget or cash flow. Can you see the two buckets? Is your saving for tomorrow happening automatically in first? If not, consider what it would take to set up that one simple automated transfer. This episode draws from our recent blog post, The Both and Budget: Fund Your Life Today and Your Secure Retirement Tomorrow, which you can find at SafeSimpleSound.com for the complete written framework. Through our S3 approach development, we've designed our entire planning process around resolving these kinds of contradictions for families. If today's S3 insights resonate with your family's situation, we invite you to explore what constitutional financial planning could look like through our Safe Simple Sound practice by scheduling a 15-minute introductory call. Either way, you're now equipped with a constitutional capability, a framework for resolving financial conflict, and a new language for defining your goals. This will serve you and your family, whether you ever engage with our practice or not. You now have a path to confidently fund the life you want today, while systematically building the secure future you deserve tomorrow.